Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Masters of the Universe Revelation Deluxe Tri-Klops figure from Mattel. Now, I was able to pick this figure up at my local Target store this past weekend. They started hitting Target stores last week. I have 3 Targets in my area. I actually had to go to the one that's farthest away from me to actually get it, but I was able to find it. And fortunately, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I was able to pick up the newest wave of Origins figures, which has also started to hit Target stores with Buzz Off and Jitsu and Sorceress as well. I got Sorceress actually the day before. I've already put her back there on my Castle Grayskull, but was able to grab that new wave. But today we're going to take a look at the Revelation Tri-Klops figure. Now this comes in the same packaging we see with all the Revelation figures, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. You've got the window packaging, the figure is clearly displayed along with the accessories. You've got the Netflix logo up in the corner. You've got the Revelation logo down below and the name of the character. On the side you just have the Tri-Klops name. On the other side you have some artwork. And then on the back of the packaging you have some additional artwork and then a brief bio for the character. And then down below that, you have a look at other figures in the line, the newest wave with Fisto and Andrea, as well as some deluxe figures, the Tri-Klops, the Savage He-Man that comes with Orko, the Faker figure, and then Scareglow and Stinkor, which are also in the newest regular wave. All right, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now, being a deluxe figure, you get a number of accessories, though most of the accessories are geared to changing his look. So the figure comes out of the package with his more classic look, which in the Revelation series we really only saw for a couple seconds when he was riding the Sky Sled in the first episode. And then later on we see him wearing this outfit that, he becomes the leader of this techno cult, and he ends up wearing this outfit. So the accessories are basically geared to that. And I'll show you how to switch out everything here in just a second. You get the 2 head sculpts, you get the regular head sculpt, and then you get the cult head sculpt with the headpiece. He does come with this sword. That's his classic weapon is the sword. So you've got the black on the handle, this kind of gold color on the hilt, and then the blade itself is done with a metallic silver. And he comes with a pair of grip hands, and with the grip hands he can hold the sword in either hand. However, there is really no other place to store the sword. If he's not holding it, you can kind of slide it back there in his chest harness piece if you want, so you can kind of do like that. But technically they didn't give you a place to store the sword when he's not actually holding it. Now, with the heads, you do get his feature where you can turn the eyes. This upper piece does turn, though it doesn't turn easily, especially on this head sculpt. But you can turn it, so it does have that feature. At first, it was so hard to get it to turn that I thought that at least with this head sculpt that they didn't include the feature, which I thought was odd. Now, one thing I want to note, at least with my figure, is the paint on the eyes on this regular head. You can see some paint blemishes, like a little bit of white here, and this one's really bad. You got this big white splotch off to the side. So they definitely got a little bit sloppy on the eyes with this regular head sculpt, at least with mine. Now, you do have the straps that are painted, and those look pretty good. And he's got the hair that comes down. He's got kind of the long hair with this version, which is done with just a brown color. A little bit of, looks like white paint maybe got on the hair a little bit, but nothing too major there. But definitely my biggest complaint probably with the whole figure is just the sloppy paint with the eyes on this regular head. I wish they had done a little bit better job and maybe added a little bit different colors to some of the eyes, like we see with like the original figure and the Origins figure, which I'll give you a comparison of the Origins figure in just a moment. But all the eyes are painted the exact same color, they just have different shapes, so that makes it kind of boring to me. Now, you have this harness piece, which is removable, which I'll show you how to take this off. You just unhook it in the back here to flip out the other outfit. He's got these spikes, which are painted with that kind of brown gold color. Same with this front piece. But overall, this chest harness piece looks pretty good. He's got the loincloth, which is sculpted. It's made with a soft rubber, but that looks pretty good. Decent skin tone. He's got the kind of gold wrist bracelets, which match his harness piece. And then he's got the black boots with the fur sculpted on there and the straps. So all that looks pretty good as well. Now to switch out and change the outfit, you just pop the head off and then you come back here, and as I mentioned before, you just pull this off and it unsnaps, and then you can just take it off, lift it up over his neck. But you can get it over and off. Now, first thing is you want to take this piece, and there's a Velcro piece to this, so you can unhook it, which you want to do, so it loosens it up. And then basically you can drop his feet in. You'll kind of want to squeeze the feet closed as you pull it up. And then you have to do the arms through the arm slits. So you put that on and get it around, and then you can do the Velcro back up. And so almost looks like he's wearing a dress. One thing I also want to note on the arms here, he has these little circle pieces which are done with kind of a goldish color. It's different than a skin tone. I'm not sure the significance of those. I don't remember those in the cartoon, or if there was an explanation of that. I don't even think that's something that was on the original figure, but I won't swear to it. But this version does have that. Now after you get this piece on, then you want to take this piece, and with this one you want to unhook the belt, and you just drop it down over the neck and put the belt around his waist, and then you can hook the belt back, snap the belt back so it's tight, and that's his his upper piece, whatever you want to call it, his tunic. Okay, and then finally you just snap on the alternate head with the headpiece. So this is the look that he had throughout most of the Revelation cartoon, as he was the leader of the cult, techno cult as I call it. And as we learned at the end of part 2 of Revelation, if there is actually going to be another season of Revelation, this cult is probably going to play a significant role. Whether we actually get another season of Revelation remains unknown. I hope we do, for no other reason. I mean, I enjoyed the part 1 and even more so part 2 of Revelation, but even more so for a reason for wanting another season is I think if we want to see this line last, I think it's definitely going to need that cartoon to back it up for retailers to remain interested in carrying these figures. So I worry if we don't get any more Revelation cartoon, how much longer Mattel will be able to get these Revelation figures out to mass retail. But anyway, with Tri-Klops, overall, I certainly prefer his more classic look over this cult look, but I think they nailed it pretty good. Now with this head sculpt, I actually like this head sculpt. Well, not the headpiece itself, but I like the way the eyes look better on this head. They stand out more. This portion of his helmet is red. And so with the eyes, they're all painted the same color, but I think they stand out better. You can turn the eyes. You still have that feature with this head. So it's actually a little easier to turn the eyes on this one than it is the other head sculpt. The paint applications are better on this one as well, at least with mine. They're not as sloppy on the eyes as they were with the other head sculpt. So overall, I don't like this. I don't like this black thing that sticks up. I mean, again, it's in keeping with how he appeared in the cartoon, but overall, that's the thing I like the least about this particular head sculpt. But as I said, with this outfit, it does nail his look that he had throughout most of the cartoon. Now we just need a Roton for him to ride around in, which was his vehicle of choice when he was leading this cult. And then the final accessory that you get are a pair of open hands. So the left hand is more open than the right hand with the extra hands, but basically they are both open. So you get a pair of grip hands, and then you get a pair of open hands. So Tri-Klops here stands right about 7 inches tall, maybe just a little bit over 7 inches. Here's a comparison of the Revelation Evelyn and Skeletor figures, and Tri-Klops is a bit taller than both. And here's a comparison of the Revelation He-Man and Teela figures, and again, Tri-Klops is taller than both, though He-Man is pretty close to the same height as Tri-Klops. Now, I don't actually have the classic version of Tri-Klops, but here is a comparison with the classic Trapjaw figure, and I would say these two scale pretty well with one another. And then finally, here's a comparison with the Origins Tri-Klops figure, and just to note here, so see how like the eyes on the Origin have just like, you know, the eyebrows and different colors and things like that. It would have been nice if they had included something like that to kind of differentiate each of the eyes on this Masterverse figure. And just because I had some people asking, you can interchange the heads, this Tri-Klops head, with other figures in the line. It does fit on there. You can see this is the He-Man figure, and the Tri-Klops figure fits on there nice and tight. Also, if you were wondering, you can technically, if you have the Origins Sky Sled, or probably even the original Sky Sled toy, you can fit your Masterverse figure on it. You know, you can't really get the feet up on the pedals, but you can technically seat it on there. Now, I don't have like, I think they did a classic version of this, so I don't have that. That probably would work better if you do have that. But if you've got the most recent, or you want to pick up the most recent Origins Sky Sled, which has been discounted at places like Target, you could actually use it with your Masterverse figure if you wanted to. Okay, so now for articulation. So I already told you that you can turn the eyes on the figure. You can also turn the head pretty much all the way around. He can look down about that much. He can look forward, but he can't look up because of the long hair. You get some head pivot, but not a whole lot with this one. So you get down movement is the best movement, and then rotation with this one. Now with the arms, he can get his arm out good. You do not get like a butterfly joint, but you do have, you know, you can rotate the arm all the way around. You do have a bicep swivel. You've got a double hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow about that much. You've got rotation with the hands, and then you have the hinges on the hands, so you've got up and down movement. He has a midsection joint, so he can rotate, though with the harness piece, it limits some of that, but you do technically, there is a joint up here in the midsection. You also get a waist swivel, so that's really where you get most of your movement. You really do not get any kind of ab crunch, though. He can't crunch forward, and he really can't look back much either, so you mostly just get rotation there at the midsection. Now with the legs, he can do the splits pretty good, and you can get the leg forward pretty good, and you can do the leg out and back. You do get a thigh swivel, you get a double jointed knee, so good bending there at the knee, and then you get a boot cuff swivel, you get hinges on the feet, so up and down movement, and you do get ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I like the figure. Probably like many of you, I will be displaying the figure with his classic look as opposed to the cult leader look. Though if we do get another season of Revelation, we probably will be seeing more of that cult, I imagine. But I like this figure primarily because I think it does a good job of capturing the classic look of the character. And this is definitely how I'm going to be displaying him on my shelf. My only real complaint with the figure is, with mine at least, I do have a little bit of sloppiness on the eyes. I would have also liked to have seen them maybe differentiate the eyes a little bit more, like with the Origins figure. But still, it's a cool looking figure, especially if you missed out on the classic version like I did. I think this is going to be a nice addition to your collection. Now this figure, as I mentioned, has started to hit Target shelves. It is available everywhere. It is not a Target exclusive. You can pre-order it at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, and they are supposed to start getting it in stock sometime this month. So that's it. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the figure down in the comments section below. Like this video if you're so inclined, and please think about subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.